Hey everyone, how are you? All my dear students, from more than 5 days, we have been discussing related to sounds of English language, and these sounds of English language is very essential if we want to become a fluent English speaker. My dear students, I have been focusing in detail regarding sounds of English language. So far, I have covered vowel sounds, consonant sounds, and in the types of vowel sounds and consonant sounds. On yesterday's class, we have discussed regarding plosive sounds and fricative sounds. We know that plosive sounds and fricative sounds, these are the manner of production of sounds. Plosive sounds are consonant sounds, fricative sounds are consonant sounds, and they says us about the manner of production. So on today's class, let us focus on nasals and laterals. Nasals and laterals. So what do you mean by nasals? Nasals and laterals, these are consonant sounds. They tell us about the manner of production, that is how each single consonant sound is producing, that is these two words, that is nasals and laterals, talk about. So let's move on. First one is nasal sounds. So nasal sounds, what do you mean by nasal sounds? So that is, what do you mean by nasal consonant sounds? The meaning is, let us look on the screen. Air escapes through the nose here. The air which escapes through our nose, we should remember. So when air escapes through our nose, the sound we get, the sound we listen, those sounds are called nasal sounds. In English, my dear students, there are three nasal sounds we should keep in our mind. By the way, these three nasal sounds are yum. You see the sound here. Yum. Yum. That is no. Mm. Mm. No. And third nasal sound is, that is ing sound. That is ing sound. I'll help you, I'll tell you in the form of example. First, m is a nasal sound. Example, man. For n nasal sound, example is net. And for ing nasal sound, the example is sing. So let us have a few more examples on nasal sounds. Let me move to the next slide. You see, I already said how many nasal sounds in English language. There are three nasal sounds, that is m, n, and ng. These are the three nasal sounds. We should know about these nasal sounds. Few more examples on nasal sounds. So first, m nasal sound, that is examples, man, some, hum, mum, jam, So you see the sound we are getting from our nose. That is why these sounds are called nasal sounds. Next one is N sound. You see N sound. Sun, net, pen, hen, den, chen. So N is also a nasal sound. Last one is NG sound. You see this is also a nasal sound. For example, sing, ring, ding, king, you see, so we are getting sound from our nose. That is why these are called nasal sounds, which are three in number: m, n, and ng. So let us move on to the next important consonant sound, that is manner of articulation of consonant sound, that is lateral consonant sounds, that is laterals. So what is the meaning of laterals? So laterals means side of the tongue. You see the middle, there is a tongue. I'll show you. This is our tongue, tongue side. These are what? Lateral parts. These are lateral parts. So the lateral sound is nothing but lateral sounds are consonant sounds in which air passes out along the sides of the tongue while the center of the tongue blocks the airflow. You see, the tongue is center. When air is flowing, the air flowing side of the tongue, where air flows this side, air flows this side, and in that time tongue is at the middle. The tongue is at the middle. The tongue does what? The tongue blocks the airflow. The tongue blocks the airflow. That time whatever the sound comes, those sounds are called lateral sounds. So we should know lateral is nothing but the side part of the tongue, the side parts of the tongue. When air is flowing, side part of the tongue, that time tongue blocks the airflow. That time the sound produces, those sounds are called lateral sounds. So in English, how many lateral sounds? In English, just only one lateral sound, and that is L, and that is L. Now let us have some examples on lateral sounds. You see the picture here, sides of tongue lifted. You see side of the tongue, I already shown with my facial expression. You can look at the picture also. Some of the examples regarding lateral sounds are leg, light, low, leaf, long, bell, ball, call, table, school, full, leg, 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 leg. You see, the air is passing, the air is at the side of the tongue, and tongue is blocking the airflow. So that is how we are getting L sounds, that is lateral sounds. So this is how today we have discussed about nasal sounds and lateral sounds. Nasal sounds and lateral sounds are the sounds which tell us about manners of articulation of consonant sounds. In yesterday's class, we discussed about plosive consonant sounds and fricative consonant sounds, and on today's class we discussed about nasal sounds and lateral sounds, and remaining manner of articulation of consonant sounds we'll discuss tomorrow. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my class. By pure chance, I want to say something that you have enjoyed my class. So my humble request, please everybody subscribe my YouTube channel and hit on the bell icon so that you never miss an update. Thank you one and all. Please share all your friends circle. Thank you one and all.